Hey everyone, it's Karen, and on this episode, I'm going to be talking about depression and grief, explore topics like losing, healing, and managing depression with scientific tactics. Loss and grief are usual human experiences that can lead to depressive symptoms, but they are not the same as clinical depression. While grief is a natural reaction to loss, it can sometimes become a more serious and prolonged condition known as complicated grief or trigger a major depression episode. Scientists approach focus on distinguishing between grief and clinical depression to determine the appropriate treatment and coping mechanism. Understanding grief, depression. Recognizing the key differences between grief and clinical depression is crucial for effective healing. I'm going to start off with breaking down grief and clinical depression, both of them. So grief has all cause and then emotions. I'm going to self-esteem, outlook, support, and then healing from your loss. Starting off, cause has an identifier trigger such as death of a loved one, job loss, or the end of a relationship. That's grief. Clinical depression, cause may have no single identification, if I could talk, cause, and can result from a mix of genetic, biological, environment, and psychological factors. Grief, emotion. Painful feelings often come in waves and are frequently mixed with positive memories of the person or thing that was lost. Clinical depression. Episodes and mood are consistently and perspective negative. Self-esteem, generally for grief. Generally, perspective, the individual feeling sorrow over the loss, not feelings of worthlessness. Feeling clinical is feeling of worthlessness, feeling loathing and hopelessness are common. Outlook for grief, the ability to feel pressure or find enjoyment in daily activities is not lost, even if it is damped. Hope may shift but is not gone. Characteristics for clinical depression is by the incapability to feel pleasure. Feeling of hopelessness and helplessness are presented. Support for grief. Social support from loved ones is often helpful and comforting. For clinical depression, individuals often withdraw from others and may feel irritated by the presence of family and friends. Healing from the loss of grief. Scientists in the therapeutic approaches emphasize embracing and processing emotions while maintaining overall well-being. Acknowledge and express feelings. Allow yourself to feel the full range of emotions, from sadness and anger to guilt and relief. Journaling, talking and trusted individuals or creative outlets like art or music can help you process the expression of your feelings. Embrace self-compassion. Be gentle and patient with yourself. Grief is an unpredictable process, and there is no right way of time frame for mourning. Avoid comparing your grief to others. Lean on your support system. Connect with family and friends who can offer understanding and listening ear. Support groups for individuals can provide comfort and a sense of community with other experience similar losses. Seek professional help for complicated grief or co-occurring depression. Specialized therapy can highly affect. Complicated grief therapy, CGT. A specific form of psychotherapy for prolonged intensive grief that focuses on identifying thoughts and actions that block adapters to lose. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, helps individuals identify and change unhelpful thought patterns that contribute to depression symptoms. Antidepressant medication may be prescribed by a psychiatrist, often in combination with therapy, to treat clinical depression that may accommodate grief. Managing depression with scientific tactics. From grief evolves into, or it complicated by clinical depression, a more structured scientific approach is needed for management. Creative routine depression can feel overwhelming and sap motivation. Creating a daily routine, including small, realistic goals for the day, can provide a sense of structure and accomplishment. Prioritizing your self-care. Ensure you get appropriate amount of sleep, maintain a healthy diet, and incorporate regular physical activities. Exercising, in particular, can help relieve symptoms of stress and anxiety and depression. Honor your loss with rituals. Rituals, both formal and informal, can be a powerful healing tool. Creating a memory box, planting a tree, or writing a letter to your loved one can help you feel a sense of closure and honor their memory. Postpartum major decision. Grief can impair judgment if possible, delay major life changes such as moving or changing jobs. Until your emotions and thoughts are clear. And then the next is avoid substance. Using alcohol or drugs to numb the pain is counterproductive and can delay the grieving process, potentially leading to further problems. And lastly, plan for triggering. Holidays, birthdays, and anniversaries can trigger intensive feelings of grief. Plan ahead for the days by creating new traditions or deciding who you want to be with. That's just a little bit of breaking down grief and clinical depression. If you or a loved one is dealing with this, I am sorry, and I hope that you have learned something throughout this episode. And thank you for joining me. I will catch you on my next episode. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.